Howdy folks, it's Turtle here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to do the final 40th Anniversary Edition mission. So we go through, they all say 100%. Of course, the Discovery flights don't say anything. And I know this is 0, but we did this one 3 times, and there's a bug that won't register. So we did actually do this one, and everyone else is having the same problem. So that's just a bug. I know our transcontinental says 50%. Those of you who watched that series of 9 videos know that we did fly the entire thing. We just crashed at the very end. And while the completionist and serious hobbyist in me wants to go back and fly it again so we can land and say 100%, I am working on not being a perfectionist when I don't have to. And we did fly the whole thing. Yes, people died in the end, but you know what? We still flew it. And for right now, it's good enough for me. We flew the whole thing. Maybe someday I'll go back and refly the last 4-hour section, but I would have to practice filling this thing up with 80% fuel and landing heavy first before I try that. But my real life right now, I have way more important things to do than to refly this 4 hours straight and maybe crash again. So I'm considering that done for now, all intents and purposes. We've done that one. So last one today, first United States Airmail route 1918 from Flight Simulator 2004. Let's click on it. And we have a 2-hour leg and a 1-hour leg. So let's make that 3 and 2, which would normally seem very, very daunting. But after doing the transatlantic and transcontinental and losing sleep, like literally losing sleep for like a week or 2 weeks, maybe it was like, I don't know, so long ago. Maybe I lost sleep for 2 weeks over that stupid transcontinental thing. This does not seem like a big deal. Also, I did practice landing the Curtis before I started this video, and I smacked into the ground on purpose a couple times, and I was unable to cause it to crash. So we should be pretty good. We should be pretty good landing this thing and completing this one. So I'm not terribly excited about it. This is not an exciting plane to fly. Maybe if you're an airplane enthusiast or historian, fine, but the little practice I did in this, it was painfully boring. So maybe these legs will actually feel more daunting than I'm expecting. But anyway, we're going to do it. Hopefully it's stress-free and we just fly and enjoy it best as we can and move on to some more bush trips. By the time you watch this, I'm assuming the New Zealand World Update has dropped and there are more bush trips I'm working on as you watch this. But maybe not. I don't know. You're about a month in the future, at least, from when I recorded this. So we'll see. Doesn't matter. Just enjoy the moments, right? That's what matters most. All right, here we go. Let's read about this thing. May 15, 1918 was a big day for aviation. The U.S. Postal Service. Oh, I have a story about that. I wish I could tell you, but I can't because of non-disclosure. And dignitaries, including President Woodrow Wilson. Well, is it non-disclosure of his government? Maybe it's not. I'm not getting into it. Gathered in Washington, D.C. to send off the United States' and the world's first regularly scheduled public airmail. I've told you this story how my friend in college was writing a paper about art in public spaces. The pilot was a young Army lieutenant, Mr. Boyle, who got the job of flying the first flying the first mail run, running in a plane from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia, because he was courting the Interstate Commerce Commission's daughter. That's how it worked back then. He shook President. Now you just, what do you do now? Propose or do some stupid thing over TikTok? But back then he had to do something like this, folks. He shook President Wilson's hand, climbed aboard his Curtis Jenny, which, I wonder if her name was Jenny, which held, this daughter, which held 140 pounds of mail in the forward cockpit, and yelled, "Contact!" The engine coughed and died. They tried again. Nothing. Finally, someone realized the airplane was out of gas. That was just the beginning. Wow, no checklist back then, I guess. Eventually, Boyle took off for Philadelphia, relying on road maps and a compass heading to navigate. He followed the train tracks out of Washington as he had been instructed. As the tracks curved, however, Boyle curved too, and soon he was flying south instead of north. He was lost. Next, he ran out of gas. 20 minutes after takeoff, Boyle crashed his Jenny in a Maryland farm field, and the first airmail was grounded just 20 miles from Washington, D.C. Oh, poor guy, just all over a girl. Meanwhile, another mail plane, which had started in New York, powered south towards Philadelphia and Washington. this southbound Jenny successfully landed in Washington, becoming the first U.S. Postal Service Airmail plane to deliver. As you try your own hand at Lieutenant Boyle's historic flight, look for landmarks just as he did, but learn from his mistake. Always remember to follow your compass heading too. Landmarks are just that, features that let you check your navigation along the compass course. If you find Philadelphia, you'll continue on to New York in the next flight. Oh man, we have to land at JFK. And the transcontinental that we talked about, how these handcrafted airports bog down my frame. Well, they don't bog down my frame rates. They just get all jittery, so it appears we're getting 1 frame per second, but we're still at 120. Whatever, we'll be fine. We'll make it. Otherwise, I think that's it, right? We're recording everything, and I practiced, landed this thing, and like I said, I smacked it to the ground, and we were good. This plane is boring as all get out, but we'll be fine. Okay, here we go. The last 40th anniversary mission. Let's go. Alright, don't know how well I have the sound cranked up in editing, but this thing sounds like it's going to cough up a lung, man. Holy cow, let's hop outside, make sure rudders are working, and they are. Have a peek around, and enjoy the scenery. We're at Ronald Reagan Airport, because there is the Washington Monument, and National Mall, and everything. I don't know if you can see everything else from here. I can't see everything, but, you know, White House is there, Capitol is there somewhere, Smithsonian is there. We've done a tour of this place. It's actually very, 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 very good. Take the time to do it. And looking around. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And weather is fine. I think they're using like the bush strip weather, which is what they should be doing. Alright, cool. There you go. There's your look around. There's Ronald Reagan Easy Airport right there. Alrighty, awesome. Hop inside the plane. This very simple plane. There's my regular view. Not much to see there, just airspeed and altitude, I think. Airspeed set the barometer. I think that's all we get. Oh, there's turning. I think that's your turning. No compass in here that I see. That's out the side so you can see. So I have to fly from the outside, I guess, like we did the Spirit of St. Louis. Because how are we supposed to know our heading and stuff if we're inside? So, yeah. We'll have to fly from the outside and use this view. As lame as it is, what else are we going to do? Because you're supposed to focus on your heading, and it sounds like it's dead. It sounds like it's dying. But there's no heading in here, right? Because this isn't the heading. This is your... what is that? That's altitude. This is temperature. What's this? This is oil, and this is your turn, right? No, the RPM, the engine RPM. So yeah, no navigation stuff here at all. Okay, fine. We'll deal. Oh boy, this is all we get. 3 long legs. I mean, 3 long sections or POIs in the first leg. Okay, whatever. We'll just use the Google Maps, I guess. Baltimore International. Take off and turn heading at 58 degrees. Maintain this heading for the remainder of the flight. Correcting for wind drift as necessary. Follow the Anacostia River to the northeast. So looks like we're going to start looking at the river, and then we're going to jump to Baltimore International Parkway, which is beginning of road number, and it lost at 295. Nah, I can't maybe it's 295. We'll follow that to the airport. So we got, but there's a lot of highways. We're going to follow the river, then we're going to follow a highway. And we're going to go by a research refuge. Okay, you can follow along Google Maps if you want to. So worry about that first, and then we'll read about the next thing. Like continue up the river even after the airport. I'm looking at Google Maps right now, and there is the airport. I don't see this river. Continue up the river, then cross over the Delaware River. Follow this up to your first landing. There's your nav log. I spent more time looking at Google Maps and editing out my silence than the nav log, but they don't give you very much. So basically we're just flying to Philadelphia, and then we're looking for whatever airport that was. Papa November Echo. That's it. Very simple. Hopefully it works out that way. Let's just look out the window here, just stay next to the line. And hopefully this is enjoyable and relaxing and not as stressful as the transcontinental. I'll probably talk about the transcontinental for a long time. Just because it was a big undertaking. And are we finally ready to take off? There we go. Like I have no idea our speed or anything. Nothing. See, there's nothing in here. So let's hop outside. And let's enjoy this. So let's see here. Let's pull up the VFR map a second. Let's get our weather. Weather. Oh boy. Which one are we at? This one, right? What's weather say? Oh boy, come on. How come it's not turning? 4 knot wind. Oh my gosh, this thing is like driving an airship. This thing is nuts. Oh my word, this thing is hard to fly. Doesn't see anything else, I don't care. Okay. At least our frame rates are perfectly smooth. But anywho, what are we doing? We gotta follow the river here, so let's just go right by Washington, or yeah, the National Mall. And trim down, I guess? Why the heck is it doing this? This thing is crazy. The response is seriously feels like we're flying an enormous airship. Like my yoke is only to the right, and now it's starting to turn. Wow, this is going to be interesting. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. Jeez. Alrighty, so we're going to follow that river, and then follow the highway. I'll show you in a second. Where's my thing? I'll look out the window. I'll show you on the VFR map what we're doing as soon as we get past Washington here. It's just such a nice sight. I don't want to miss it if we can help it. But dang, this thing is hard to fly. I'm using tons of right early on, and it's barely moving. Wow. It's going to be a long 3.5 hours, folks, but that's okay. I might actually have to fly this a little bit and leave the sim run overnight like I did for the longer ones. Holy moly. There you go. There's your Washington Mall coming up, or National Mall. Washington Monument. And I could name most of the buildings, but I'm not going to. We've done that before. Just enjoy the scenery as we go here. Holy guacamole. There we go. Hello, Smithsonian. Come on. Come on. Fly. Please. Oh. This is not cooperating with me right now. I wanted to see the White House, but I made us do a little doodly. Come on, you can do it. Oh, don't crash. I just wanted to see the White House, but I can't. Come on. Where is it? Come on. Oh, you turkey. There it is. Just came out from under the wing. Alright, cool. Alright, here we go. Let's fly. Oh man, this is hard. Oh, what? Come on. Oh, the turbulence is so bad. The turbulence is so bad. Okay, here we go. Following the river, wherever it went. The river's over there, but we're actually going to go straight. I'll show you why. Once I pull up the VFR map, if I can gain control of this thing. Googly moogly. Come on. Come on. This says 60 degrees anyway. 58 degrees, whatever. Let me pull the VFR map and I'll show you where we're going. This thing is so hard to fly. What is going on? Anyway, we took off from here. We're going to go this way, along the river. And keep going. And there's a highway. And there's Baltimore. And then we're going to go over here, over the water. And then eventually... Why won't this zoom out anyway? Zoom out. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get this to turn and it will not turn. There we go. Wowzers. Anyway, here's the map. We took off from here. We want to go along this river. Then there's a highway. Can I zoom out, please? Thank you. Oh, whoa, not that much. We go along the river, then there's a highway, and then we go to Baltimore International. And then we go out over the water and follow the water. And then the Delaware River is here. And then our airport is somewhere around here. Which one is it? It's November Echo. So somewhere in here is our airport. That's not the airport we're going to. That's a different one. That's Philadelphia. There it is. Up the river. So we're going to go over Philadelphia and then land right there. That's the plan. Anyway, if we can get the airplane there, good grief. Come on. It's been like 20 minutes or barely getting going here. Look at that. Okay. I don't think we have to worry about icing. Not in this. Because I can't change the weather in this one anyway, like we could the other one. So I don't think icing's a concern. Let's go around the cloud anyway. We got to get back over to the river, which is way over there. So let's just get over here and stabilize. I think we're stable. I don't think we need to fly much higher than this. I don't know. Oh my gosh. This is... Look at my yoke. You can't see my yoke. It's only to the right. And it responds like 5 or 6 seconds later. Going to the left responds right away though. So I don't know what's up with that. Oh, geez. Come on. Alright, so we're over Greenbelt Park already. Wow, we're going really fast apparently. So I found this on Google Maps. I don't know where the river is. I honestly don't care because I can't see it anyway. So we're going over Greenbelt Park. And now we're going to try to pick up the Baltimore Washington Expressway, which should be this thing right here going off that direction through the other parks. So there we go. That's what we want to take all the way to Baltimore Airport. And then, yep, that's it. And it splits off up there. Yep, okay. So we're going to follow this thing all the way to Baltimore Airport. And we finally have this under control, I think. You just have to pretend you're flying an Airbus that's half operational, and then you can fly this thing. It's crazy. So maybe once I don't have the engines firewalled, maybe the torque will calm down. It'll be easier to maneuver to land. Or maybe I'm going to need a 5-mile approach to line up. I don't know, but... So I'm trying to set up some sightseeing shots for you, and I got a few in, but it's just so difficult to fly this thing if I'm not facing this direction. I mean, we can always use this. I can fly it like this without the HUD. Now that we're stable enough, I know our speed and everything. But, whoops, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Like this, there we go. But when I try to set up other shots from other angles, I just can't keep the aircraft under control. So unfortunately, or fortunately, depends who you are, this might be a flight that is more talking than sightseeing, which I know a lot of you actually like when I talk and tell stories. A few of you don't, but I talk a lot on the channel, so that's the way it is. Oh boy. I don't know why the airplane wants to go look at that water so badly. What is that water anyway? I had it up on my map a second ago. It is... Oh boy, let's not nosedive. That is Lake Reddington in Cache Lake. Not to be confused with Raymond Reddington. Those of you who know. Whoa, dude, calm down. I do have to admit that following along with Google Maps is definitely the way to do these. I can't believe I've done, was it like 37 bush trips or whatever it is without Google Maps. And I've only been using Google Maps because of the transcontinental speed run, just to keep me occupied for, what was it, something like 27 hours or whatever that ended up being before I bombed it at the end. But using Google Maps for this, it's a lot more interesting than just flying around. Now, for some of the bush trips, we do have a very detailed nav log. That does help. So when we have a very sparse nav log like this, where we got 2.5 hours or whatever with not much going on in the log, and Google Maps alongside of us to follow along is a must. So I might start having Google Maps up while I do the bush trips too, unless the nav log is just so busy it's too much to do both. We'll have to see in the future, but yeah, it definitely makes things much more interesting. Now, of course, I have my maps on another screen, so you don't know what I'm looking at. But I don't think you need to know what I'm looking at. I've been pointing things out as we need to. And these are somewhat interesting. But anyway, for my own, like, for myself, not my selfish self, but for myself to get through these long flights, Google Maps is definitely helping. Alright, so there's Baltimore International right there, and it does say to go there, right? Where's my navlog? Click on the right program here. Come on. There you are. Baltimore International. It said it was supposed to take half an hour. Well, I guess it will be half an hour by the time we get there. If I think about it, let's see. Take out my blabbing and my introduction. No. Yeah, okay, it'll be about half an hour, which is weird because it feels like it's been 10 minutes, but actually it will be half an hour. Wow, this goes fast when you're not flying 22/7 hours at a time. Come on, something got us here in the wind. Anyway, we're following this highway. There's the expressway we're following all the way. Well, there's downtown Baltimore. We're just going to fly right over the airspace, and that's what we're going to do. There's an ATC icon when we don't have ATC in these. That's okay. Man, it was going so well for so long. All of a sudden we got a gust and now we're in a tizzy. Jeez, careful that airspeed. And then the plan after we cross the airport is we're going to go out to the water, over to the series of bays off the ocean, and just follow the water all the way to the Delaware River, fly over to Philadelphia Airport, and look for our airport. So, is it really going to be... Come on, I keep clicking on my program. Is it really going to be 2 hours and 11 minutes to get there? I guess maybe it will be. Okay, whatever. Alright, let's get some altitude. I wanted to stay low to see stuff, but the higher we go, if we can get higher, the higher we go, the less train turbulence we should have, in theory. It could just be really windy. It only said 4 knots though, but whatever. I'm trying to get the name of that shopping mall below us, but I couldn't. But it's cool. It's represented exactly right compared to how it is in real life. And I was trying to set up some sightseeing shots, and I just can't. It's just too turbulent. So You're gonna have to bear with me here. I'll make some regular cuts in between interesting things and try to give us a look at the airport from the inside, but it's proving to be very difficult. Oh man, we do also want to work our way over to that water. Slowly, we don't need to go straight over there, but we want to go there a little bit so we can head towards the Delaware River. Oof. I don't know if I can use this inside view very much. It's so turbulent, it's making me kind of nauseous. There's downtown Baltimore, though. Have we been to... Whoa. Have we been over Baltimore in the sim? I can't remember. I don't think we have. Man. Okay. Sorry for the lame exterior, non-immersive view, but... Man, it's it's too nauseating to be inside. And there's downtown Baltimore. Let's look out the window. There we go. That works a little bit. We're a little farther away than I was trying to be, but we got blown all over the place. So this is where it put us. This is where we're going to be. It's just going to be a problem when we try to land, since landing is a little more precise than bouncing through the air. But there's Baltimore. I'm trying to show you under the wing. There we go. Jeez. There it is. Again, I've never been there myself in real life. I don't think we've been there in the sim either. Goodness gracious. I had this under control for the longest time. I guess if we go over the water, it'll be smoother. So if we can get out over the water and then stay in the center of the Delaware River, then maybe it'll be very easy. So let's go over to the water a little sooner than planned here. It'll be slightly less direct, but it'll be smoother. So let's aim for the water behind that cloud and then head up to Delaware, and maybe it'll be smooth sailing, in air quotes, the rest of the way. Alright, so we flew over the first section of water, which is all of this, and now we're right here at the little bump. And we're going to cut across to the Delaware River. It was relatively smooth over the... Whoa! Let's not stress the air... Oh crap, that's going to be a crash. What? No? I have no control. I did not do that. I swear I did not do that. It did that all by itself. What's going on? I did not do that. It went jerky one way, jerky the other. I did not do this. What the heck? I was just gonna say it was smooth over the water, and now it's turbulent again now that we hang on a second. Okay, I was just gonna say it was smooth over the water, and now that we're going over the shore, it's turbulent. And then as I said that, it went all herky-jerky, and that was not me. I don't know what happened. Let's see how far back we have to go. What is with these old recreated bush trips from fights in 2004? Did they just like half do it or something? The heck? Oh boy, let's see where it puts us. We might have to go back to Baltimore, huh? That was a long time ago. That was 45 minutes ago for me. Um, let's see what happens here. Oh, where is this? Where are we? Okay, hang on. Hang on. Let's see where we are. Are we over Baltimore? Or are we further along? No, we're over Baltimore Airport. Yeah, there's downtown Baltimore, right? There's the airport right below us, I think. No, where's the airport? Way back there. Okay, well, it's better than... Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, so I have to refly like 45 minutes. So is there another way I can do this to avoid all this crazy turbulence? Not really. I mean, I can go more at an angle like this time instead of along here. It doesn't know. This is still faster. I don't know what to say, man, but that was not me. Like, I swear. I switched views at the same time. It like dipped down into the red, but that was coincidence. So it was actually probably already doing that before but anyway, I said whoa, and then as I said that, it like went herky jerky, and I tried to recover and I couldn't. So that was weird. But now it's smooth. Look at it. Now it's totally smooth. I should be careful what I say. So yeah, I don't know what's going on, but now it's smooth. Probably because we're over water. But all right, well, I'm going to refly it because why not? And I will rejoin you with narration when we get back. Oh boy, it's getting herky jerky again. When we get back to here. So where were we? We were right. We had just come up this thing. We were right here. We were right here on this hump, and I was starting to turn over the land to get across to water, and that's when the turbulence took us and flung us around. So, yeah, that's interesting. Maybe I should take one of those tailspins as a screenshot for my thumbnail. Anyway, I'm just going to fly along the water and watch some YouTube, I guess. And when I get back to the land and start heading over the Delaware River, you'll see us resume. So, quick cut for you, another hour for me, and 3, 2, 1, see you in a second. Alright, this is where we left off with the river on the right. The ocean, or not the ocean, the Delaware River. This river, but the Delaware River on the right. Cutting across. Gonna follow the Delaware River up to Philadelphia. Pittsburgh's on the other side. Philadelphia right up here. So it's been 100% smooth this entire reflight. Probably because altitude is almost 7,000 feet instead of, what was it before? Wasn't it like 7,000 before? I don't know, I have to go back when I edit and see what my altitude was before it flipped us around. I guess it must not have been this high. But anyway, it's very smooth now. So we're going to see what happens when we get over land. Although the land was smooth earlier. But anyway, we're flying across the way here. There's Wilmington right there. You can see an airport. And then we're going to fly up to just past Philadelphia, right? Right? What flight am I doing? Yeah, we're going to go past Philadelphia. And we'll land. So, I don't know. It took about another hour and a half of my time. It's not going to be that much of your time because I edited it down. So I'm going to try to get some sightseeing in. We are picking up a little bit of disruption, although we're heading over land. But hopefully it won't flip us around again. That's ridiculous. And then we'll head away. So I don't think I have much I need to say on the way to Philadelphia. We're just going to fly it. I'll try to set up some sightseeing. The only weird thing is I have my yoke about 25 to 35% to the right all the time just to fly straight. It's very strange, but that's just the way it is. So I'm going to try to set up some sightseeing, and Wilmington is here, and then on to Philadelphia to land for the first leg. See you in a little bit. Man, things are getting crazy again. We're only in Wilmington. We did not make it as far as I thought yet before I would start talking. There's Delaware Memorial Bridge under the clouds if you're interested. But this airplane was super smooth. It was super smooth over land. And then we get to the airport and we're actually at 7,600 feet somehow. And just a moment ago, it was turning left and I had my yoke all the way to the right and it didn't respond. And then all of a sudden it quickly responded. So I'm really afraid it's going to go wonky again and make us crash. If it does, I can't say I'm going to redo this. There was another waypoint, though, that we would go back to, which would be the Anacostia River, which I can't actually find on the map. I found it in the beginning when we left Reagan International, but I haven't been able to find it after the Baltimore airport. It's in an hour, and we've gotten about an hour, and we already crossed to the Delaware, so if something happens, like the plane goes wonky, hopefully we pass this point, or went close enough to it that we'll just go back to that. It's very strange, I don't know. Well, there's the bridge, let's see if we go like this. There you go, cool. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know where we are, but I don't know where that river is. So anyway, I'll probably find it in editing and be like, oh, duh. But anyway, so next stop, right up here, I think right there, is Philadelphia here. And then our airport is, whoop, I'm trying to drag the sim so you can look farther. Philadelphia airport is right here along the river. We've been there before. And then our airport is on the other side of Philadelphia. So not too much farther to go. It's super weird to do like a 2-hour leg. And it feels so fast after doing those transcontinental and transatlantic flights. Oh my goodness. These bush trips that coming up are going to seem really fast. But anyway, we're only in Wilmington, but I just want to break in because the plane was going wonky. And I just wanted to say something in case something happened. But anyway, we are so high, I can actually see our destination right there. But that'll be a while before we get there. So I'm going to keep this altitude over the water. Once you reach the Philadelphia area, because there's an international airport, I'll start coming down. And then we have to land without crashing. Like I said, ooh, look at that fuel, 38%. Ooh. We'll see, that should be fine. But anyway, I did practice land, like I said in the beginning, and I like smacked into the ground just to see what it would take, and it was just fine. It didn't bounce, it didn't ground loop, it just smacked into the ground. And it was during the beginning of this bush trip just to test it, and it didn't register as a crash. So, I don't know. The fact we did that tail spin with overspeed and it didn't register stress until we hit the water tells me we can probably beat this thing pretty good. So, landing shouldn't be a problem. Oh, the brakes didn't seem to work either when I tested it. It didn't slow down at all until I killed the engine, and then it slowed down. So hopefully we have enough runway. Anyway, there's your mid-flight update. I'll try to work in some sightseeing, and I'll see you in Philadelphia either after some sightseeing or after this cut. Well, it's only a second later because the plane is doing that weird thing again. Look at it. It's doing that weird thing again where it's bobbing up and down, and this is what happened when it put us into a tailspin before we had to refly. So let's keep the camera rolling here in case something weird happens. Okay, I seem to have got back under control by bringing throttle back most of the way. I just wanted to show you that it was happening again, and it was happening before I started speaking too, so it was happening for a while. I'm glad I was able to recover it this time just by pulling throttle back. Whew. That's very scary, but I think we got it. In fact, I'm not going to set up any sightseeing because I have to leave this view, so I'm just going to cut and maybe talk to you when we get to the bridge, perhaps. So there's looking back on the Wilmington area, and I am starting our descent, if it isn't already obvious. And we're crossing into Pennsylvania from Delaware right now. We've crossed, whoops, into Pennsylvania. There is the Commodore Berry Bridge under the cloud by the wing, and holy guacamole, this thing is descending even though I put throttle in, because you know your throttle controls your attitude or altitude, right? Climb and descent, and then your pitch controls your speed. Well, I gave it throttle and it just sped up, kept the same pitch, which is not what I was intending to happen. So be careful, I guess. Interesting. Alright, let's get back, regroup here. Ooh, look at down here, that's cool. All that industry. Wish we could have a look-see, maybe? Let's keep that view ready to go. Let's hop out here a second. Okay, good, we're back in control. We're still descending slowly, which is fine. Our speed is okay. Man, this thing's nuts. On the one hand, it's super touchy and delicate, but on the same hand, the other hand, I guess, it's like a big, huge, oversized airship. So it's very strange to fly this thing. Cannot say we're best friends. And the interior is super cartoonish, but that's okay. That's always been my complaint about the simulator, is that the scenery is just incredible. The flight dynamics for 99.99% of us are better than perfect. They're fine. But the airplanes look kind of cartoonish, which kind of surprises me. Okay, see, we're gaining speed now, even though I don't want to. That's weird. Anyway, we'll keep this altitude, give or take a few feet per minute. Just about to cross the Commodore Berry Bridge, which is US 322. And then you see Interstate 295 over here. Philadelphia International Airport, Chester Island. We have a cat named Chester. And then come around the corner, go beyond the city, in fact the entire city, and then we end up at our airport, Northeast Philadelphia, is that correct? Northeast Philadelphia is on the left. Why does it say Philadelphia will be on the right side of the river? It's on the left side of the river. Because here's Philadelphia Airport, right? That's Philadelphia. Isn't it? Yes, Philadelphia International is there, and it's on the left side of the river. And our airport is on the same side of the river, which is the left side of the river. Right side of the river. No matter how I spin that, I can't figure out why they would say that's on the right side of the river. Oh boy, here we go, we're bobbing again. I haven't touched a dang thing either, we're bobbing again. I guess we can give New Jersey some love. That's New Jersey. All the way up to the ocean. And Pennsylvania, obviously. One of my first experiences with flight sim was when I took off in a plane from New York. And I'm like, whoa, you can see the entire state of New Jersey, all sides from the air at cruise. And I thought that was, I'd never been in a real life plane yet at that point in my life. Uh-oh, we're bobbing again. So I just thought that was insane. You could see the entire New Jersey state. And then the first time I did go on a plane, I went to Florida. And I was asking the person I was with if you could see, you know, both sides of Florida, like the Gulf and the ocean. And they're like, no, of course you can't. And then sure enough, absolutely you can. Even during descent, you can see the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean, so both coasts of Florida at the same time. Of course you can. The other thing is when we're flying to Chicago for the first leg, I'm like, oh, do you think we'll be able to see Lake Michigan? And the person I was with said, no, because we come down before you see it. Well, that was wrong, because you could see Lake Michigan right after we took off from Minneapolis, just about. So, and this is a person who would fly for their job, like, weekly. And they were, like, wrong about everything. I guess they just weren't an enthusiast like I am. Anyway, we're finally passing Philadelphia Airport and some industry on the right, on the Jersey side. And my chair's rolling away, which is fine at the moment. And let's go beyond the city of Philadelphia. And end up at our airport, which is right over here behind the cloud. You can't see it anymore. getting closer here. We're bouncing all over the place. It says expect straight in runway 60. Okay. Really? Really? I don't see. Hang on, let me look at the actual airport a second. There's a runway 6, which would be 60, right? 60 degrees. 06. Heading is 060, but the runway is 6. Yeah, there we go. That. Yeah, I guess it's kind of straight in-ish, sort of. It's the longer runway, which we need. And it's right after this greenery, so it's like right, oh, there it is right there. Sweet. Okay. Airport is in sight. Let's move to the left a little bit so we can see between these clouds. You see the lights flashing right there. And now we need to land this thing, so we don't have to redo the last half hour, so shouldn't be too bad, like I said. We need our speed down. We need to touch down and about stall, though, so it gets down and stays down and then slows down in time. When I did my practice landing, it didn't have any brakes. Because you can watch your speed down here, right? And it never went down. It just coasted at like 19 knots or whatever until they turned the engines off, and then it slowed down. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. So anyway, there's the runway. Final looks around, and then we'll really need to concentrate. I like that inner gauge down there. Okay, here we go. See, look at this. That's the problem with this. Is you bring throttles back so that you see, look at, okay, you bring throttles back so that you can descend, but it doesn't slow you down. So let me explain that in a second here, because, I mean, all of you watching know how that works even better than I do. I just want to look at the city one more time. That's really cool. Okay, so you use throttles to control your climb and descent, right? You use pitch to control your speed. But on this airplane, when you bring back throttles, it points it down like it's supposed to, but then it gets a lot of speed, so you actually speed up when you bring back throttles. See, my throttles are like 4 to that 75% back, and we're actually speeding up. So what I need to do is trim back. Let me get this problem. See, look at my trim. The trim on this, if you touch the trim one time, look at this, trim one way, trim the other way. Oh, now it's proving me wrong, but if you touch the trim, it goes nuts. So you gotta be really, really delicate, as opposed to the Spirit of St. Louis, where you can trim all day and it barely does anything. Okay, let me get comfortable in my chair. And let's get ready for a landing here. I'm gonna try to talk through it, but I might end up going sterile. We're not quite at the best angle, so let's move over a little bit. Let's see. Probably pretty close to ground level, or sea level. If you want to know the actual elevation, go like this. Then you can wait for it to come in. They can click on it, and it says 115 feet. So basically sea level. Okay, not basically sea level. I need to be more precise than that, but you get the idea. Speed is a little high, but I don't care at the moment. I have plenty of time to slow down. This is your airport, right? Yeah. Holy crap, this is hard to control. So, again, you can't watch me do it, but see how it's bobbing up and down? If I don't do anything, look how much is bobbing up and down. If I don't touch anything. But if I try to control it, like I am now, you can see it smooth out. But I'm fighting like crazy to keep it that way. And our speed is getting too fast. Of course, the slower you go, and the slower your engine RPM is, the harder it is to control. So, I don't know. When I did my practice landing, it seemed way easier than this. I don't know what was different about it. Well, maybe my keyboard, so I don't smack a button. I haven't done that before and screwed up stuff. I really want to look around a final time, but you know what happens? You look around just for a blip of a second, and everything all goes to heck. So, whatever. We are going to land from the outside on this one. I know that's lame, and I normally don't land tail draggers from the outside, but Spirit of St. Louis was a long flight. I want to make sure that worked out, and it didn't. And I want to make sure this one works out. And I don't think I would land very well from this point of view without a lot of practice, which I don't have. So here we go. Descending more quickly, please, without bobbing up and down. Not descend. No, it's descending, but not as fast as I would like. There we go. 500 feet per minute. 700 feet per minute. Ooh, this is touchy, 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 touchy. Uh-oh. Now it's going crazy side to side. And our speed is nuts. Okay, throttles are all the way back. And the speed is climbing like crazy. This means I have to pitch up to slow down. But then we're going to climb. Even though my throttles have been back for a long time. That's interesting. So what I'm hoping I can do is get close to the ground and level out. Nope, look at that. Wow. Do I need to go around? Does turtle have to go around? Okay, now we're slowing down finally. That was weird. Okay, now we're slowing down just fine. I don't understand, but we're going to come in really fast. But hopefully it bleeds off at the last minute here. Holy moly, this is really, really difficult. This is the most challenging landing experience I have ever had. See, look, we're gaining speed. I know we're gaining speed because we're pitching down. But my throttles have been back for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, maybe we'll bleed off speed. Maybe I have to go around. Let's not hit those trees because it will count as a crash. Dude, slow down. Why won't this slow down? Like I said, I know we're pitched down, but I haven't had throttles going forever. So where's it getting its power to keep its speed? Okay, here we go. Whoop, no, ground effects or something. Oh boy. I know we're really fast, but I'm hoping it bleeds off before we touch down. There we go. There we go. Now it's smoothed out. Okay, let's wait. Let's not touch down yet. We're going way too fast to touch down. No, way too fast. No, don't touch down yet. No, no, don't. Fine. Fine, touchdown. Okay, fine. That was weird. It didn't bounce or anything. Okay. Brakes don't work. You see the speed? Brakes are not working. So let's kill the engines. It still won't slow down. Okay, now it's slowing. Oh gosh, ground loop. No, don't do that to me. Okay, brakes. There are no brakes on this airplane. I'm convinced there are no brakes. Hopefully it still counts even though I turn the engine off. There's the save icon. Only an hour and 20. It's supposed to take 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's weird. I need to refresh myself here. And next leg will be the next video. So like it so people know we exist. And subscribe so you know when the next video drops. And I'm going to get some soda in my system and see if I can fly this next one. It'll go live in a couple days. See you then.